Hello, Maria. Oh, perfect. I can hear you. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of buffy, but if you can get your microphone closer or something. Hello, Maria. Oh, perfect. It's kind of how do you say low? It's not loud. Uh, Not good enough. Yeah, perfect. That is it. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to our talk today. Geshe Michael has kindly agreed to meet with us every week, so we thank him for his time, and he should be here shortly. In the meantime, if you feel like it, please feel free to share with us in the chat what sort of way have you been using to use seeds to stop violence in your life so that we don't see this violence appear in the world. And we will, for the people that write in the chat, we'll invite you to open your camera and microphone and share with for everyone how you do this so that we can be an inspiration for others. So we really appreciate your participation. Thank you. Sorry, we're having some, Geshe Michael's having some technical difficulties. He'll be here in about 5 minutes. Thank you for your patience.
Well, hi, Stan. Sorry, Seiji. Everything okay? You can hear me?
Yes, we're good.
Octavian, you guys, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. All right, welcome back. I'm sorry, I had some internet problems, but here they're gonna fix it today. That's it. Cool. So welcome back to our little talks about the situation in Ukraine. And I was thinking today, when I was thinking what to talk about, I've been working a lot with the DCI and the SCIM management about different ways to help this situation. And I've been talking a lot with my wife about the best way to handle it. I think the first thing I'd like to say is what's happening in my country is a lot of what do you call it, resentment towards all this problem. You know, the people causing this problem, and just feel like it's a lot of extra trouble. Like life is trouble already, and the virus has been trouble for everybody. And then on top of that, to have unnecessary trouble for everybody in the world, it seems unfair. And I think a lot of people are feeling in my country, they're just feeling like I don't know. It's like someone comes in your house and makes a fart or something. It's like that, you know. It's just like unnecessary trouble, and I think we have to be careful about this kind of weariness or tiredness. You know, if we're going to help this situation, if we're going to use what we learned for most of us 10 years or more, then I think we have to be fresh, and we have to not hide from this problem, and we have to be cheerful. And I don't think we can be resentful and blame it on the one person or group of people. I think if we have to think about one thing, we have to remember the two husbands in the kitchen. And it's so easy to just blame the person who's yelling at you or hurting you. And it's so natural, and it's so much a part of human nature. And it's so difficult to change that nature. And it's almost impossible to think that I might be the cause of this problem. But I think it's a chance that we have. It's a great chance we have. So every problem can be an opportunity. I'm going to show you something on the screen. Hang on. Where is that? Oops, sorry. Yeah, this is the DCI advanced level 1. and we taught it in January. And it's called Problem Solving Masterpieces. And the idea of advanced level 1 was, how do we take all the DCI wisdom from the 12 levels, and how do we use it even for something even higher, an advanced level? And this is that old idea of, sometimes they call it Lam du Kirwa. Lam du Kirwa. Lam du Kirwa is a very famous expression. And it means, Lam means path. And Kirwa means to carry something. But in this case, it means carry a problem as a path. So turn it into a path. And in the Diamond Way, this is 3 steps of dying and going into the spirit world and then coming out. And those are natural things that happens to everybody when they die. And then the idea is to try to turn those disasters, those 3 disasters, which everybody's going to have, death, spirit world, and then coming back, to turn those 3 troubles into something beautiful. And I'm kind of in the mood, first of all, to remind myself about the 2 husbands in the kitchen. And, it was always meant to be more than just a husband, right? It wasn't just meant for irritating husbands. Of course, it was meant for even people who threaten us, our life. And we have to keep coming back to it. I think it has to be like a mantra for us, that we don't blame somebody, or we don't blame some country, or countries. It's all coming from me. It's all coming from my seeds. So I hope you guys are working on the small violences you do in your life, and the small things we do to hurt people, and focus on that. And every time you feel resentment or anger, or you feel like someone has hurt us, and it is a big hurt. It's millions and millions of people are waking up in terrible doubt and fear, and it's a terrible thing that's been done. But the guy in the kitchen, he was saying bad words for sure. I mean, the 2 husbands in the kitchen, we never say in that teaching that he's not saying bad words. Of course, he's hurting us, and the words hurt us. And then what do we do? What do we do about it? And do we really believe the pen or not? And I like to say about the pen that you cannot prove it's wrong. Nobody in the world ever proved to me that this pen is coming from the pen. No one in the world could prove to me that this pen is not coming from me, okay? Which means the husband in the kitchen is coming from me, and which means the current crisis and the current suffering is coming from me. And the idea is not to get depressed about it or not to get upset about it. It's to face the reality and stop blaming somebody else. And I think every time we feel, for me, it's funny. I just feel like, God, I'm busy. I got so much stuff to do. I have so many beautiful things I want to do today. I don't want to worry about this crazy thing, and but we have to understand, we have to work harder and it's part of our day. It's part of our practice. Okay, so that's one thing I was thinking about. Can we turn? First of all, when you're feeling down, and especially when you're feeling resentment towards one person or some group of people, which is very happening in my country. Everybody's feeling pissed off at a few people. And I think that if we have been trained about the pen, we have to change that focus to what seeds did I plant? We have to change the focus to seeds. And it's not easy. It's so easy to follow the news and to follow the other people in my country. And it's so easy when I go to the grocery store and people are complaining about one person or one group of people, then it's so easy to just say, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, you know. But I think when we feel like that, we are planting more bad seeds. It's a samsara. We are keeping that. How we talk in the grocery store with the other people in my own country, I think it's helping to cause the problem or keep it going. So I encourage everybody to focus on the real problem, and not start hating somebody, even kind of irritated hating, not like I want to kill them, but I just wish they would go away, you know. So I think even that wish that they should go away is a kind of violence, and we have to try to stop that also. And we have to have compassion, and we have to pray for the people who are making bad seeds. Okay. Today I would like to do question and answer at 9:30 my time, so in about 15 minutes. And happy to do any question and answers. Maybe Seiji can go through them. Our plan to help Ukrainian people and refugees especially, and there are Russian refugees, our hope to help everybody is going well. And Seiji's wife, Noor Ibrahim, who used to work for the United Nations High Council on Refugees, so she's very qualified, and many friends in the Tarangols and many other friends. We are, Anna and Igor, we're working really, really hard, and we did a good job. We have raised over $120,000. DCI and SAM gave 50,000 of that, and we have over 10,000 requests for help, and we are going through them and we are checking them, and we have a team working very hard, and we're happy to take more applications for help. If you need help, we're happy to take more. You know, we can do it. We're okay. We have a big team, we have a good team, and we want to help. So don't worry, just write us. We're trying to act quickly. We know it's not something we can take a week or 2 weeks to check everything. We have to respond quickly. I understand that, and we're happy to. So don't be shy, especially if you're part of the family, Worldview family, ALL, or you've been working with the Gold Clubs, or you have any DCI, or if we know you, we can respond faster, and we know it's not a fake or something like that. So just let us know what's your background with Worldview, with our organizations, and how can we help, and what can we do? And we're very, very happy to do, and that's what we want to do. And everybody's working extra, and I know it's hard, but be happy, be joyful. Don't resent the people who caused it. Otherwise, you have to resent yourself. And just be happy and help. You know, let's help people. So I have a proposal today. I'll show you. our organization has 12 different groups in it. And you know my theory of helping people, the refugees. So I've been helping refugees for 50 years. And ever since I was in college, I've been helping refugees, and I never stopped. And I believe it's 3 levels of help. I think we talked about it before. First, you have to help food, medicine, transportation, safety, housing. You know, you have to do that. And we're working on that now. And don't be shy, don't be proud. If you need help, let us know. And we'll do our best, okay? And I think we're doing good. So my idea is that when you help somebody, especially refugee, and by the way, we're all refugees sometime, you know, it happens to everybody. It's very rare to go through a whole life in this world and you don't become a refugee somehow, you know, some way, someone leaves you, you have some special problem. And we all have a time in our life when we are a refugee. And then, you know, don't be a proud refugee, be a happy refugee. Let us know what you need, and don't hesitate. Okay, it's what we do. It's what our organization is for, and we're just waiting for these chances to help somebody. So we're very happy to do, and we can. We're tired, and we have lots of things we have to do, but we're happy to take more. Okay. Second way to help a refugee, I think we mentioned it, is to, I believe, is to give them work. And I think I told you guys a story. Somebody sold some stock. They gave the money to our charity. This is 35 years ago. And, you know, I went to the refugee camp. I stayed there for a few weeks. I got a lot of diarrhea. And we gave away the money. It took about 3 hours or something, you know, and thousands of people came, and we gave money to each person for medicine. And then the money was gone, and we had to try to find more money. And you know, there's a limit how much money you can get from donors. And also, I think when you are a refugee, when you left your country, you feel lost, and you feel like nobody cares about you, and you feel lonely, and you feel you're gone from your home, and you don't know, it might be forever. And I know you feel, it feels weird to take money from people and to have to ask people for money. And I think it's a lot more comfortable, and it's a lot more healthy to earn the money, to make some money. So I think the second step for every refugee or everyone who has a trauma in their life is to get some good work and find some work that makes you happy and helps people and makes a good salary, you know, and somehow it's very grounding. It's like a new home or something. And I would like our organizations, of course, in the beginning, we have to give money for medicine and shelter, transportation, food. A big important thing to give money for is communications. I mean, people need phones, they need iPads, they need to stay online with their family and friends and to know what's happening and to help each other. I think we need to help a lot with connectivity, keeping people connected, the refugees. And that's going to take some money. But I think what I'd like to propose today is, and it's kind of a naughty thing, okay? It's kind of a Geshe naughty mind. And when someone hurts me, or it happened to me, I remember somebody got on the internet years ago and they criticized me very, very bad and very untrue. And they worked, I don't know, I think they worked many hours every day to do it. And I just don't have time to answer them, or I don't have time. And I think they worked for years on the internet to try to hurt me. And I, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fight with these guys, you know, I'm gonna defend myself and show them that everything they said is wrong, and I will spread it on the internet, and everyone will be support Geshe Michael, you know. But then I went to some teachers talk, great teachers. And one teacher, he's very funny teacher, highest teacher. And he's very funny. I like his talk a lot. And he said, if someone hurts you, if someone wants to hurt you or your country, then the best way to piss them off is to be successful. Because they will get very upset, you know. So I thought, wow, I like that, you know. It's a kind of revenge, really, you know. Someone hurt me. Someone tried to say many bad things about me. And my teacher said, don't waste your time fighting with them, you know. You will waste your time. Also, it gets you in a bad mood, you know. Then your mood is always defense, you know. I have to hurt this person, you know. He said, you know, he called me Mike. He said, Mike, just be goddamn successful, you know. Just be, you know, have successful classes, do successful translations, have a successful personal life, you know, be successful financially, have a good spiritual life, everything. Be successful. And that's the best revenge. This is the best way to fight those bad guys. It will hurt them a lot. They will be really upset that you are successful, you know. And I know it's not a great motivation, but I thought, oh, goddamn, yeah, I will do that, you know. I will just be super successful, you know. And some of those people were in a Buddhist group, and they were saying untrue things. And now I think we have the largest, I believe, the largest international group in the world. And we're very, very, very successful. And they're still doing this stuff, but it feels great. And I hate to say it, but I feel happy, you know. And I feel like that's the best way to fight these people, is just to ignore them and be successful and be happy and be successful inside. So the best way to piss off your enemies is to ignore them, be happy, and be goddamn successful. So I have a proposal here, and then I'll go to question and answer. And I propose this for the Ukrainian friends and all the friends involved. This is our organization around the world. You know, these are all the branches. These are all the things we do. Let me see if I can move this. Yeah, this is a mind map of all the things that we do here in our worldview organizations. And I think there are 12 or 13 organizations. And it took, I guess, almost 50 years to build this. Why I want to show it to you today, I want to go through it quickly because I do want to do question and answer. I do want to hear how you are fighting your seeds of violence. But I'll take 5 minutes. I'll go through, these are the organizations that we have. And what I would like to propose, there's three levels to help refugees. Number one, food, shelter, medicine. Number two, give them a job because no one likes to be taking other people's money their whole life. Everyone would like to be giving money. Everybody would like to be making money. Nobody wants to be a refugee forever. You know, we want to be successful. That's step two. And then obviously third stage of being a refugee is to help other refugees, you know, and that's ultimately the goal. So I would like to propose this, okay? And it's very short. I have many Ukrainian friends who left Ukraine in the last 10 years, okay? They left for other countries. They didn't have opportunities that they needed to grow, and they loved their country, and they loved their countrymen, countrywomen. They loved it, but they couldn't get opportunities in Ukraine, and they left Ukraine to get other opportunities, and there's a lot of people like that. In the world, all spread all over the world, Ukrainians who wanted more opportunity. And now something strange happened that 2.3 million people, they got a permission to emigrate from Ukraine and go to other countries automatically because of this war, this problem, you know. And it's funny, you know, like my friends in the last 10 years, they spent many, many years to get permission to emigrate and get the visas and do the lotteries for the immigration. And now suddenly over 2 million people have permission of the world to go to other countries. So why not turn this problem into a masterpiece, you know? Why not turn this problem into some kind of super success, you know? Why not, there's a people in India called the Sindhi people. And they lost their country in 1947. They lost their whole country in 1947. The British cut their country into pieces. And they left and they went to other countries, for example, Singapore. And now some of the wealthiest people in Singapore are Sindhi. And they kept their national identity. They still have Sindhi organizations all over the world. They have a tight cultural community. They keep their identity as Sindhi all over the world. And they are some of the wealthiest and most successful people in the world. And they are so cool, you know, and they keep their culture very tight. And they are more successful than if they stayed in India. Much, much, much more successful. So let's try to maybe use this problem as a path. Here's 12 organizations that we have. And I propose personally that for refugees' self-esteem and to get their mind to a new home, new place, is to start some business for each other. Let's start some businesses, you know. I can think of 10 businesses that we can start. Ukrainian people, these refugees are highly talented, highly intelligent. Many of them speak 2 or 3 languages. And if I'm a person who used to run a big company in New York. I'm always looking for talent. I'm always looking for good people. Right now I'm trying to find people for my cafe. I'm not proposing cafe for Ukrainians, but I'm saying, there's so much talent and so much energy, so much good heart in these people. Let's start some cool businesses, and then you're gonna be super successful. And that grumpy husband in the kitchen, I think it's the best way to slap him in the face is to be successful. If the husband is very mean to the wife, and the wife finds some super happiness on her own, that's kind of the best way to win the fight. I think so. So, all right, here's the organizations that we have. And Seiji's going to put a link up in the chat. Seiji and Noor can watch that link. I'm going to describe our organizations. We have many, many need for people. We are successful. We have good income. We can hire people. We can help start new companies. We can go directly to stage 2 of Refugee. Stage 1 is to find a place to sleep, get some food, find friends. Stage 2 is build a fantastic life and make those stupid husband jealous. In 5 years, in 10 years, oh God, I wish I didn't attack your country. I wish I was a refugee. You guys are so successful. Now I don't have anything, and you guys have these beautiful companies, and you're living in beautiful countries, and your kids are happy and successful, and wow, I wish I was a refugee. So that's my opinion. So we have ALL, which used to be called Asian Classics. We need lots of people. We need database people. We need programmers. Ukrainians are some of the best computer experts in the whole world. And in fact, we've always been using Ukrainian and Russian friends as computer experts. And so we need more. We have lots more work. This project is 700-year project, okay? In the refugee camp in India, we are 3rd generation. The grandkids are working for the project, and we need help. We need lots of help. We have endless things, okay? Diamond cutter translations. Grandpa has written 30,000 pages of translation. This diamond cutter translation group, they mix nuts. They're doing 27 books at the same time. And that's about 10,000 pages. I would love to translate all of it into Russian and into Ukrainian. And we can pay for it. Okay. We can hire people who can translate things into Russian or into Ukrainian from English. Okay. So we're happy to hire people. We can hire people for that. Diamond Cutter Press. We have lots of books. Books are just coming out. I have books. These books coming out every day. And I would love to have a group. You can sit in any city in the world. You can sit in any refugee building, and you can translate. It doesn't matter. And we're happy to pay you. We have and we're happy to translate everything into Ukrainian and Russian. Here we have Peacock Warrior. This is a poetry project. Seiji and Noor are in charge of that. We are translating ancient Buddhist poetry and ancient Muslim poetry. and we are working with a great Russian writer named Norbyakov. So we, you can help with this project, and it's all Russian. A lot of it is Russian language. So, and we can pay you, okay? And we'll find ways to grow the project. We can hire more people. ACI, you guys all know ACI. Tim Lowenhout organized this nowadays, and very, very strong in Russian-speaking countries. We are happy to grow the programs. We are happy to get more people involved. And again, we can find a way to pay more people, okay? And maybe you'll be glad that you had the opportunity to start a new life because you're gonna do something even greater. DCI, here's the cities that we're in. Oh my gosh. Okay. Kiev is here, Almaty, Moscow. DCI has people all over the world, many Russian speakers. And we have many jobs. We have many places to expand the company. If we could find good people, like we have Igor and Anna Sorjak from Ukraine. They immigrated to Canada, I think 4 or 5 years ago. And wow, they are doing such great work, and they're getting paid well. So I propose we can grow. We can go straight to refugee step number 2, which is get an even better job than you had before and have even more successful life than you had before. And I say it's a great way to fight your enemies, is to just be successful and happy, okay? It really irritates them. And of course, we love to irritate our enemies, right? So if we can become super successful, I say later you're even going to hire some of those people who attack you. I think so. That's going to be interesting. Okay. We have a big VIP program opening up. We need people for that. We have a big other programs opening up in Japan, all over the world. We have many translation groups. We have many projects. Medical program, global medical program, healthy eating program, yoga programs. Here's a list of new jobs we have, okay? And our group can create more jobs. We can create high-paying jobs and fun jobs and interesting jobs. And then maybe all of this trouble is supposed to be something higher. Maybe something higher is coming. Maybe Ukrainian people are going to affect the whole world now. It happened to the Tibetan people. They were a small country. Nobody cared about them. And when they came out as refugees, they changed the whole world. They changed the whole world, and they're still changing the whole world. So anyway, that could be the future of Ukraine people. And this is this is my dream. Okay, Seiji, questions. And if you're interested, then contact the link that Seiji puts in the chat. And let's try to do something together. I have another whole business of jewelry and making special products. And we need people. We need people for that. Okay. All right.
All right.
Questions, Seiji.
Our first question.
Seiji fell asleep.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Geshe, can you hear me?
Brian, can you Sage, do you have any questions? That I can't
Yeah.
hear you. Oh,
Oh,
let me see if it's my own computer. I'm sorry. Can you try?
hello, can you hear me?
Okay, now I'm sorry. That's my fault. Okay, my bad. My bad.
The first question is from Ekaterina Bogomolova. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Now many refugees need work. If jobs are offered by unethical companies like tobacco manufacturers or meat companies, what should we do? Do we help people get those jobs?
That's a great question. And I have a clear answer. Okay. When I was trying to decide, my teacher encouraged me to get a job. I was about 20 years old. I think. Let me think. 30. I was 30 years old, and I spent 8 years in the Mongolian monastery. And I had a big inheritance from my grandmother, so I had enough money to stay in the monastery for my whole life, probably. And my teacher said, "It's time for you to go to get a job." And I said, "No, I don't need a job. I just want to study." And he said, "No. Getting a job is important for your spiritual life. You need a job." Then I meditated about the job, and I think you know the story, but it came up I should join the diamond business, And I didn't know anything about diamond. I don't think I ever handled a diamond before. And the answer from Buddha was get in the diamond business. I was like, oh man, I don't know anything about diamond business. And it's a very tight business in America. Only certain families, it's like mafia. It's a very, very tight business. You cannot join the diamond business. And so I had a lot of trouble to join the diamond business. And oh man, you don't know the story. But I got into a company like a miracle. In Neska Dol Lahayapo, they say in Israel. It was a big miracle. And I got into the company, and after about 2 weeks, I realized they are doing some unethical things, and this is normal for many diamond companies. For example, they are not paying their tax. They are moving diamonds. Still, many of the diamonds are moved through Belgium. They didn't cut diamonds there for 100 years. But people have offices there because it's close to Switzerland, and they can hide their money in Switzerland, So I told my teacher, I came home to the monastery. I said, I have to quit this business, And he said, why? And I said, well, first of all, they are doing many dishonest things, They are cheating. They are not paying their tax. They are smuggling diamonds. I don't think I can stay in this business, And secondly, what I'm more worried that they will change me, they will change my attitudes, and I will become like them. I'm afraid to work for them, I will get influenced by them. And then he laughed. He said, "No, you stay." And I said, "You want me to stay in an unethical business?" "Yes." And I said, "Why? I'm going to make bad seeds." He said, No. If it's your intention, if it's your motivation to fix this business, then you're only going to make good seeds the whole time. Even in a dishonest business, if your goal is to make the business clean, then you're only planting good seeds the whole time. Then I was like, wow, okay. And I have the same problem with my cafe. People expect us to serve meat because they served meat for 35 years. And So we have a plan how to change it in 5 years, 10 years. And it's going very, very well. So my suggestion is from my teacher. And by the way, after about 10 years, my diamond company was 100% clean. No smuggling. They pay all their taxes. They do everything correctly. And because of those seeds, they became number one in the world. Out of 100,000 diamond companies, we became number one in the world. And it's because we cleaned up the company. So I would say no problem to join if you're a refugee and you need to eat and you need to feed your kids, you can join a company with the intention of cleaning it up. And cleaning it up, it doesn't happen in 1 month or 6 months. It takes 5 years, 10 years. But if you have a strong motivation, you can change the company and the company won't change you. Okay. And I think it's a very powerful spiritual practice. It's again making a masterpiece out of a problem. Okay, Seiji.
All right, thank you. The next question is from Johanna Pissel. And she asked, what is your basic advice to practice compassion? Would you suggest a special technique?
I'll show you something cute. Okay, I'll share my screen again. I hope I don't show you anything bad. Let me see. Yeah, so this is a book I wrote in 2002. It's called Kachin. And oops. Let me see. Okay, Beta, guess how many pages you have to translate? It's 1,500 pages. Okay, and I'm just cleaning it up, And this part here is about giving and taking. And I was just checking it this morning before the talk. I was cleaning this up, 2 o'clock this morning. I was working on this, and this is the description of giving and taking, and this is a story about how this young lady learned 1,000 years ago the practice of giving and taking. And I was just working on it this morning, and I think there's nothing more beautiful. I think it's still the first meditation that we learn in our monastery. And I think it's the most powerful meditation, okay? So to get compassion, we could do giving and taking. The soldiers who are fighting on both sides, it's not just the refugees. The soldiers who are fighting on each side, the politicians who are fighting on each side, they are also suffering very heavy. They are making very bad seeds, and they're not stupid and they're not crazy. They know they are doing something wrong. They can see it with their own eyes. Nobody can kill another person and think it's a good thing. Nobody. They can pretend to be a hero, Rambo, but really, it destroys the person who does the violence. It destroys their life more than the person who receives the violence. And I think if we do giving and taking for them, what's their future? If they win the war or they lose the war, their future is the same. They'll end up a drunk someplace. They'll end up unhappy. They will have divorce with their family. They will dream about the violence every night, and it will ruin their life. You send a young man to kill other people, you are ruining that young man's life forever. They will never recover. And so I think we could have some giving and taking for these foolish young men who got involved, maybe by bad luck. And definitely we can have compassion for them. They are going to suffer for the rest of their life. My father was like that. So I know about it. And I think those politicians, those soldiers, they need our compassion also. Okay. Next, Seiji.
Actually, the next question is very related to this. You may have answered it already, but it comes from Ute Hausot. She says, in Germany, the voices of Ukrainians are getting louder that they need weapons to defend themselves. They don't just ask for donations, but for weapons, because without weapons, they say they don't need donations anymore. It breaks my heart to stick to my stances not to deliver weapons from Germany. How can I calm my heart when I look into an agitated heart that is in trauma?
Well, that's why I added the. Well, I'll tell you a story. I think I told you the story before, but when I was fighting against the Vietnam War, when I was a student, we had a big meeting. We had a big meeting of all the students in my university. How can we help the Vietnam people? And one guy proposed that we should bomb. We should make bombs, and we should bomb the offices of the people who are making the weapons and things like that. And I was very young. I was 17, 18, and I thought, even at that time, I thought, wow, something wrong here. You know, if the problem is people with weapons killing people, and then I'm gonna stop them with a weapon and kill them, something is wrong. Something seems wrong to me. You know, then I am the same as them. You know, I thought that, I felt like that. And then we had many, many days of talks with the students who care about the Vietnam War. And finally, we decided to, we went and stood nonviolently without any weapons. We stopped a weapons factory. It was making napalm. Napalm is a gasoline in a bomb that sticks to the skin of the person and burns through their skin. And we found a napalm factory near Princeton, and we went there nonviolently, and we stopped it. We shut it down for a day. We all went to jail, but I feel like a nonviolent protest of some way is good. I feel like a violent protest is not good, and I believe that. I believe that trying to kill the person who tries to kill us is. I think then we're the same. I believe that. Yep. Okay. Seiji.
All right, we just have a question now from Tatiana.
Okay.
How can we overcome a feeling of guilt associated with decisions made by our politicians? Even if we are against the violence, we can influence the situation. And how to live now feeling hated by the rest of the world simply because of your nationality?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. Again, I believe we can't blame the politics. We can't blame the leaders of our country. They are coming from me. That's like saying the husband in the kitchen is using very bad words, and you know, everyone thinks my family is bad because my husband is so angry, and I think a certain amount of guilt. Depends on what kind of guilt you're talking about. There's paralyzed guilt and there's active guilt. So paralyzed guilt means you feel guilty and you don't do anything. You just sit at home and you feel guilty that maybe you planted some bad seeds and it must be your fault and you feel guilty. And that paralyzed guilt, I think is not helpful. It doesn't help anybody. And then there's the kind of guilt that says, okay, I'm going to change my seeds. These politicians, this system, this world, all the countries involved, all the violence involved is coming from me. And man, I'm going to change it. I'm going to do something, and God, I must be doing some small violences in my life. And don't think that a small violent word to your mother or something cannot create a war. Don't think like that. If a seed doubles every 24 hours, we're not looking to find how many people did I shoot with a gun in my lifetime. That we're not looking for that. You didn't do that. You did a small violences, small seeds, and they double and they double and they double. And now people are fighting. Now the war is fighting, So I think we have to look at the small violences we are doing in our family or to our friends, or small words, small, mean, hurtful things we say to our family and we have to stop them. We have to stop them and dedicate it to stopping the war. Then suddenly all these guys will change, Suddenly all these guys will change. So they are coming from us. And that's how we have to fight this war with seeds. We have to fight this war with seeds. We have to fight this war with seeds. Small seeds, not big seeds, not big seeds. Look for the causes in the seeds. Don't look, did I shoot a gun at somebody this week? I didn't. Look for the small seeds. That's how we're going to change it. Seiji, I think we're over time. I propose, can we meet again next week? Do you have time? You have time, right?
Okay. Well, it's up to you.
Well, we always have time for this. How about you decide a day?
Do you want to do the same time, same day?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. So we'll
and everybody look for small violences you might be doing again, and let's talk about them next time. And try to put your mind on, it's a diamond way, it's a tantric attitude. Maybe this is supposed to lead to something bigger. Maybe the reason why Ukraine people coming out of Ukraine, maybe something beautiful, big, beautiful thing is going to happen. Certainly with the Tibetans, that's what happened. And we are here today because of the Tibetan refugees. And they affected millions of people in a very good way. So I think try to put your mind on, how do we turn this into a big success, even business success. And again, our organizations, we are overworked, we are tired, but we are also very strong and we can grow. We can grow. If we have Ukrainian friends who need work, we can grow. And I say your kids will be so happy later in their life that their mom and dad came out of Ukraine and got these new opportunities, so I think so. Okay, Seiji. See you guys next week.
Thank you, Geshe.
And contact the contact Seiji if you have any wish to help to start a business or work with a new business. Okay, bye.
By the way, Connie wanted me to let everybody know that on Thursday, YSI is organizing a yoga for peace. So please
Great.
contact them, YSI.
Great. And I think there may be some teachers from the countries that are involved. So it'll be cool. All right.